Hey gang, my name's Anthony, in case you don't know. I'm a developer here based in Melbourne, eastern suburbs. I'm also one of the organisers here for these WordPress Meetups here at Richmond. Primarily I help with the developer one, which is next week. Tonight, just want to talk to you about WooCommerce memberships. If you ever tried setting up a membership site, then you've probably got a good idea on just how many different membership plugins there are out there. These are just a few of them. There's Restrict Content Pro, Paid Memberships Pro, MemberPress, MemberMouse, Magic Members, Wishlist Member, S2 Member, Memberful. There's iThemes Exchange with their memberships add-on, and also WooCommerce with the membership add-on. So as you can see, you've got quite a few different options available to you if you want to create a membership site. Some of the things you might want to take into consideration when you're looking at creating a membership site is it easy to set up? That's probably one of the most important things. Obviously, you don't want something that is a real hassle to set up and also, to manage on the back end. Can it do prorated charges? So that's the ability to do part payments, like when someone pauses a subscription or maybe changes a plan partway through a month. Can it do content dripping, which is the ability to automatically publish your content over a certain period of time? So rather than giving everyone your content as soon as they sign up, you might show them some content when they sign up and then some more content a week later, and then maybe some more content a week later after that. Does it handle e-commerce, or does it have support for e-commerce? So can you sell products easily if you decide that you want to do some product selling or add some products to your site later on? Is there going to be issues if you're trying to integrate a shop later? Upsells and downsells, which is the ability to entice customers onto another plan, so whether it's a higher plan or even a lower plan. Is it well supported? A lot of the premium plugins you get pretty good support with, because that's what they're making a business from. But even with them, some products, you get better support than others. One of the biggest pains I've always found when creating membership sites, especially for us over here in Australia, is the actual payment process. So how, again, if how your customers pay for your subscriptions, for example. Until Stripe came along last year, PayPal was one of the very few options that we had to use over here if you were using a membership site. Out of all those membership plugins I just mentioned, all 10 of them, as you can see there, all of them support Stripe. 9 out of the 10 support PayPal. There's only 3 out of 10 support eWay. eWay here, if you've ever done an e-commerce site or a membership site, eBay here is a really popular payment gateway over here. It's well supported, connects with all our banks. And yeah, it's hard to find a membership plugin that will actually support that. Out of those previously mentioned 10, there's only 1 out of the 10 that supports all 4 major Australian banks, plus PayPal, plus Stripe, and as I mentioned, all the others, and eBay, as I mentioned. And I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with here. I'm talking about WooCommerce. WooCommerce is one of the most popular e-commerce plugins around at the moment, according to stats as of beginning of this week. Out of all the e-commerce websites on the internet, WooCommerce powers about 30% of them. So you can see it's pretty popular now. It's been fully security audited by Securi, which is a leading WordPress security firm. There's an extensive range of add-ons for it. So if you find that the core WooCommerce plugin doesn't do what you want, there's quite likely a plugin or an extension that you can add on to it to give you extra functionality, or to change functionality, or to do something else that you want it to do. There's 15 plus different, this is one of the things I love about it, there's 15 plus different Australian payment gateways. So you can use things like ANZ, NAB, Westpac, PIN, Stripe, PayPal, eWay, plus the other 10 that I haven't mentioned. There's a whole heap. It has an extensive range of reports. And of course, being a e-commerce plugin primarily, you've got the ability to sell products, whether that's physical products or digital products or affiliated or a number of other different types of products. Some membership plugins don't integrate with e-commerce systems that well, which means you might need a separate login for if you're putting as I mentioned, if you're putting a store on part of your site as well as your membership site, you might find that you need an extra login for them. Obviously, this is going to be annoying for your customers if they've got to log in using one login to do the membership side of things and get the membership content or whatever, and then they've got to use another login to get, buy your products or whatever. So if you really want to, before you start doing any membership sites, have a good think, well, am I going to be selling products in the future? And if you are, make sure you get one that will integrate with e-commerce nicely. Using WooCommerce for your membership sites and for your e-commerce sites means that it's all nicely combined, and the users will only have one login and they'll have access to whatever you give them. Whether you use it as a standalone e-commerce site or a standalone membership site without e-commerce, it's very easy to manage, and it's also easy to use. It's easy to buy products if you're a customer, and from the back end side of things, so like if you're administrating a shop, it's very easy to manage and look at your content, look at orders, add products and that sort of thing. So as I mentioned, WooCommerce is primarily an e-commerce plugin. So to do our membership side of things, we're going to need a couple other sort of plugins to go with it. WooThemes have just brought out this cool new product called WooCommerce Memberships, which is a memberships plugin to work with WooCommerce. So you'll need that, obviously. WooCommerce is free. The WooCommerce Memberships is a paid plugin. There's another great plugin called WooCommerce Subscriptions. You don't necessarily need to use it with WooCommerce Memberships, but it does work with WooCommerce Memberships, and I'm going to go through briefly why you'd want to use it and the benefits for using it. It's a very good plugin. It's written by an Australian developer here, and yeah, it works really well. It's really popular. I think it's one of the most popular plugins actually or one of the most popular extensions on WooThemes. Memberships, I think it's currently 149 US, I think, on sale. So WooCommerce Subscriptions is a paid plugin as well. You will need, if you're not going to use PayPal, which is included, straight out of the box with WooCommerce. If you're going to use something like Stripe or say ANZ or something like that, then you will need a payment gateway plugin as well. And depending what payment gateway you're using, that will most likely be a paid plugin as well. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is install and activate all our plugins. I'm not going to go through how you install and how you activate it. I'm assuming that you've used WordPress before, and otherwise we'll be going on for hours. But yeah, install all your plugins and then just activate them, same as you would any other plugin.
Excuse me. Is there any conflict on anything? Or
No. Yeah, they're fine. So yeah, install all your plugins and also obviously your payment gateway plugin as well. After activating WooCommerce, you're prompted to install what's called the WooCommerce pages. Now these are default pages that WooCommerce uses, things like your shop page, your My Account page, cart, checkout page, things like that. So basically just click the Install WooCommerce Pages button and let it set up the default pages for you. And also after installing a plugin from a premium plugin or an extension from WooThemes, it also prompts you to install what's called their WooThemes helper. Now you don't necessarily need it. It will work perfectly fine with it. But basically, the Woo Themes Helper plugin allows you to put in your license details, which then allows you to, because a couple of them are paid plugins, it will allow you to get the updates. That will manage the updates for you, and tell you if there's an update and let you actually update the products within the dashboard. If you don't put your license key in, then you either, well, you basically can't update it through WordPress dashboard itself. So after installing and activating, first thing we want to do is we're just going to set up WooCommerce itself. Two of the first settings we want to go, just on the General tab, so under the WooCommerce settings, we want to set up our base location, so Australia, obviously, if we're all here. And under currency, you'd change it to Australian currency, or if you want to sell in US dollars, obviously change it to US dollars. Since we're dealing with, in this little example here, since we're dealing with just digital products only, I'm not selling a physical product to you. We can turn stock management off because we don't have to worry about stock. And again, because we're dealing with digital products, we can turn off shipping as well because it's not relevant. WooCommerce has a feature that allows people to check out as guests, so which means they don't actually create an account when they check out. We actually want to turn that feature off, so we want people to actually create an account. Obviously, if you're creating a membership site, it's kind of pointless if you don't actually have a login for people to log in, or if people don't have logins where they can actually log in and see your membership content. So yeah, we want to turn that guest checkout off so people are required to create accounts. Because we're creating a membership site, it's always a good idea to have an SSL certificate on your site as well. And obviously, if you're using a payment gateway, like I'm going to be using Stripe here on my one here, if you're taking credit cards on your checkout page, then you're going to need an SSL certificate for that as well. That can be organised through your hosting. It's very easy, and it's really cheap nowadays as well. Since I'm using Stripe here, I want to go to the Checkout tab, and then it gives you a list of all your different payment gateways that you've currently got on the system. We go to the Stripe one, enable that. A lot of payment gateways will ask you to put in live and test API keys. That's basically so your site can talk securely to the payment gateway. So over under the secret keys, they're called secret keys for Stripe. You just put in the API keys which you get from your Stripe control panel. Not all payment gateways support subscriptions, but you can still allow people to pay manually or accept manual renewals. The subscription is simply put on hold until they log in and pay for the renewal. PayPal, Braintree, eWay, NAB, Direct, PIN payments, and Stripe all support automatic payment subscriptions. So rather than them having to log in each period, whether it's month or year or whatever, and pay, those payment gateways I just mentioned will automatically handle the recurring subscription side of things. And that's where our subscriptions plugin comes in, which I'll talk about later. With the memberships side of things, memberships, when you install and activate the memberships plugin, it gives you another option within the settings, the WooCommerce settings. Basically, you can specify how your content is restricted. For non-members, you can choose to hide the content completely. You can show an excerpt, or you can redirect people to a landing page. You can also hide certain products. If you've got products that are members only, you can hide them if you want. You don't have to, but you can hide them from non-members as well, so that only your members can see these certain products. With that said, there's a good reason not to hide them, because then you can entice non-members to say, oh, look what all our members get access to, but you don't. So, become a member and, you'll get access to this and this and this and this.
Is that like a schools page? So then they come in via an like MailChimp or something and have a taster and then can get in from there?
Yeah, sort of similar, yeah. You can basically, redirect them to as I said, like a landing page where they, where you might have like a product or a membership where they can buy, sort of thing. Yeah, sign up to this membership, sort of thing. So for our test site, for this test site that I'm looking at here, I've basically created some blog posts that'll be members only blog posts. So it's just basic member only content. I've assigned them basic, gold and platinum categories, just for a way of categorising them. And they'll be for our different membership plans.
With memberships, can you create a free trial for a month?
Yes, and I'll go through that. If you want to just hold the questions to the end and then I'll happy to answer them. Obviously memberships isn't just restricted to blog posts. You can restrict other content as well. Your blog posts, your pages, your custom post types, that sort of thing. And as I mentioned, the WooCommerce products. WooCommerce subscriptions, as I mentioned before, it's a paid plugin from WooThemes. It makes it easy to manage and create products with recurring payments. WooCommerce memberships can be used with or without the WooCommerce subscriptions payments or WooCommerce subscriptions plugin. So it will work perfectly fine without it. It just WooCommerce subscriptions gives you some extra benefits, and this is a good, as I mentioned, this is a good reason to use it. WooCommerce subscriptions enables you to sell recurring subscriptions, so whether it's a monthly or weekly or yearly, and it handles the recurring payments. So as I mentioned, WooCommerce subscriptions enables you to sell recurring subscriptions. It allows you to provide free trials. There's some, there's some functionality that you get with the memberships alone, and also if you get the subscription side of thing or the subscriptions plugin, there's some extra that shows you the extra membership or the extra functionality that you get with memberships. So it allows you to provide free trials as well as the ability to delay some or all of your content, so that content dripping after a trial period anyway. Members can also easily upgrade or downgrade to each of your different membership plans, as well as pause them as well. Creating a subscription, we're going to be creating a subscription product. It's just like creating any WooCommerce product. If how many of you guys have used WooCommerce before? A few of you? Quite a few of you. It's good. It's just creating a subscription product, which is what we're going to do now. It's just like creating a normal, regular product. Your product title, your product description, your short description, and your featured image. Rather than selecting a simple product for like a normal WooCommerce product, we're going to select a simple subscription. They also have a variable subscription as well. Getting tongue-tied, can't even say that. And we want to make it a virtual product as well because it's digital. You set your subscription price per period, so whether that's day, week, month, or year. We set how long the subscription should last, so it can last up to 90 days, 52 weeks, 24 months, 5 years, or you can just have it last for all of time, just ongoing, recurring. We can also set an optional sign-up fee and also a free trial period as well. And that's pretty much how you set up a subscription product. It's nice and easy. After setting up WooCommerce, we want to set up our memberships plugin. Again, as I mentioned, memberships is a paid plugin for WooThemes. It allows you to restrict content so that it's accessible to members only. You can restrict, as I mentioned before as well. It's not just limited to restricting blog posts, as I had my example. You can restrict pages, custom post types, and WooCommerce products if you want to as well. Creating a membership plan allows you to specify how your content is accessed. So under our new memberships menu option, we go to our membership plans and we just add a new membership plan. We want to create a membership plan and then select the product that members need to purchase to get access to our content. So in this example, I'm creating what I'm calling a gold membership plan. And I'm saying, when you buy my gold membership subscription WooCommerce product, then you'll get access to my, you'll become a gold member. If the subscription is cancelled or put on hold, or the payment doesn't go through, then the membership obviously just becomes inactive. For each membership plan, you need to say what content they get access to. Obviously, if you've got, in my example, I've got a basic membership, I've got a gold membership, and I've got a platinum membership. Each one will give them access to more and more content, for example. You can restrict content based on posts, pages, categories, or tags. So what I've done here, I've said, okay, every post of mine that has the gold category and also the basic category, because we want to give them all the lower stuff as well. Every post that has that, then if they've got a gold membership plan, that's what they get access to. You can also specify whether they get access straight away after a certain time, or if it's starting after a trial period. And as I mentioned, because I'm creating a gold membership here, I'm giving them to all our gold categories that we set up earlier, or our gold blog posts. On the restrict products tab, this is where you can restrict your WooCommerce products if you want. For example, as I mentioned, if you've got certain WooCommerce products that you only want members to see, then you can add them in easily here. And then obviously non-members won't see them. You can also provide members with discounts, and without the need for creating WooCommerce coupons. So you can provide discounts to certain products or product categories. Discounts can be a percentage or they can be a dollar amount. So for example, if I was setting up a website to sell themes and plugins, I might say, well, okay, if you're a member, you get 10% all off off all my themes and plugins. So I'm saying, okay, these product categories that I've created for my products that I'm selling, plugins and themes, they get 10% off. And as I mentioned, it could be 10% or it could be $10 or whatever. It can be $1 or %. You can also restrict content on each page or post itself, so using the memberships panel. So underneath, when you go to a page, or if you're writing new content, underneath the visual editor where you write the actual content for your page, underneath that, you'll see a little memberships panel just below it. You can also go in here and say, okay, this page that I've just created is only accessible for, say, gold members or, say, platinum members, for example. And again, as I mentioned, you can do that on pages and posts and your custom post types. So in the end, basically what we have is 3 products in our WooCommerce shop. They're basically just 3 subscription membership products. We've got basic, we've got gold, and we've got platinum. And obviously, depending on what product someone buys, it gives them access to the relevant parts of my site. You can view all your subscriptions in the dashboard on the WooCommerce subscriptions menu option. When you hover your cursor over each row, it gives you the ability to suspend or cancel each subscription as well. You can also view all your members or all your memberships in your dashboard under the memberships menu. And again, hovering your cursor over each of the different rows allows you to edit, pause, cancel, or delete each member. If you need to, you can edit a member's membership. As you can see there, you can see all the details. If you wish to pause or cancel a membership or cancel a subscription, if you wish to pause or cancel a membership with subscription, you should do it via the subscriptions page rather than doing it from in the memberships edit page here. And just like any WooCommerce product, you can see your list of orders, on the orders menu. And that's pretty much it. There's some links to the more useful stuff. Obviously, you've got a link there to WooCommerce. There's the page there for all the WooCommerce extensions. That if you're using the subscriptions extension, that subscription payments method and gateways has some really useful information about how subscriptions works with all the different payment gateways. There's a link to the WooCommerce memberships page itself and also the subscriptions page. And that's it. Thank you.
With a product that you were selling, is there an option to add plus journeys to it?
Yeah, you can do that. You can manage tax and that through WooCommerce itself. WooCommerce will manage the tax side of things. You can say, when you go into the WooCommerce settings, you can say, whether it's the product prices that you're putting in are with tax or without tax, so you can handle all that sort of stuff. And you obviously specify the amount of tax.
And then have you tried this on multi-site? So you set it up at the top level and then cascade these things?
I haven't tried it on multi-site, no, sorry. I'm just guessing, to be honest, I'm not sure if it works with multi-site. I would imagine it would, but you'd have to go to the page and have a look, to be honest. As I said, I haven't actually tried it and it wasn't something I was sort of looking for, sorry. It should. I wouldn't imagine why it wouldn't. I haven't tried this with BuddyPress, but I wouldn't imagine why it wouldn't. WooCommerce works with BuddyPress, so this is going to work because this works with WooCommerce. Sorry?
Works with BuddyPress, so that's
Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't see any reason why not.
Does WooCommerce integrate with ClickBank?
With what, sorry?
With ClickBank.
Good question. Does WooCommerce integrate with ClickBank? Not sure, to be honest. Yeah, you'd have to look, do some Googling on that. I'm not sure, sorry.
Just with the payment thing, so you've got PayPal, you've got Stripe for credit card online transactions on your website, and then there's like the Westpac API. Is that for like bank transfers from your website?
The payment gateways basically allow people to pay for products. So the payment gateway basically interacts with, or allows your website to interact with whatever payment gateway you're using. So if you're using Stripe, you use the Stripe payment gateway. It allows your website to interact with the Stripe website gateway.
Using credit card transactions, Stripe?
Stripe, yeah. I mean, this is for credit card transactions.
And then bank transfer for whatever APIs for the different banks.
As for bank transfer, with the way Stripe works is like people put their credit card details on your website. Their credit card details aren't stored on your website, so you don't have to worry about that. Your website then talks through the payment gateway to Stripe and says, "Hey, I've got a charge. Here's the credit card number. Here's the details. Is it okay?" Stripe goes, "Yep, looks good," and debits their credit card and returns to you and say, yeah, give them the product. Any payment gateway will take a percentage, yep. With Stripe, once they get the money, you can set up Stripe to pay you weekly or monthly, and they'll transfer it through to your bank account. Each payment gateway is different. If you're using a bank payment gateway, this is why one of the reasons why Stripe is so much better. If you're using like a bank payment gateway such as ANZ, NAB, Westpac or something, you're going to need a merchant account, which is another special bank account, which is going to attract fees. You're going to need their payment gateway, and the use of their payment gateway, which is going to attract fees. And yeah, it basically works the same. People pay on your site goes, hey, I've got a payment, and the gateway says, hey, yeah, that's good.
You'll still pay on your site with the credit card, though?
They'll still pay on the site with the credit card, and then they'll transfer it to your merchant bank account, and then you can do whatever. I think it might be Westpac. Actually, most of them allow you to pay on, so you have a credit card form on your site, so you pay on your site. I think though with Westpac, I think their payment gateway, I could be wrong, I've only used Westpac years ago, so it might have changed now, but I have a feeling they actually send you to a third-party site, kind of like a PayPal sort of thing. Obviously not to PayPal, but to that sort of, yeah, a thing I sort of come over here, pay me, and then I'll send you back sort of thing. So, but yeah, they'll all payment gateways will take some sort of fee. eWay, as I mentioned, is an awesome payment gateway as well. They've got some really good accounts now. Previously, they've always talked to all the different major banks, so ANZ, NAB, blah blah blah. But in the past, you still had to have a merchant banking account. But now they've set up accounts so it's more like Stripe. So you don't have to actually have a merchant bank account with some of their accounts. So, which makes it easier to set up and cheaper for you. And obviously, you know, each payment gateway is going to have different plans. I mean, if you're on Amazon and selling, you know, millions of products a minute sort of thing, using Stripe over someone like, say, ANZ will look at you and say, "Oh, Amazon, yeah, I'll give you a really good discount," sort of thing. You know, if you're doing that kind of bulk selling, then yeah, you might get a discount or might get a better payment through a bank rather than someone like Stripe. But obviously, you know, each payment gateway will have their own fees, and it's a good idea to do your research and work out, well, and sometimes, as I mentioned, they'll also have different plans like eWay have. So, and different plans will have different fees. So it sort of pays to work out. If you want something simple, you're selling a few products, go Stripe, nice and easy. Bang, you don't have to think about it. Long-winded answer, but I hope that answered you. Sorry. Sorry, there's another question.
Do you have any idea what sort of money's moving through these sorts of gateways?
Say that again, sorry?
What sort of money's going through these paywalls towards content these days?
You're talking about like when...
You mean like pricing the product?
No, what sort of economy is occurring? Millions of dollars?
Literally billions of dollars, yes.
In Australia?
Everywhere, yes. Especially mobile payments now. Mobile shopping is absolutely huge. So selling content. It's still going to be millions. I mean, there's heaps of people out there selling, looking right in the light. There's heaps of people out there selling content. Sorry?
Lender.com, that's content-based.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm a developer, so I know a lot of WordPress developers, and there's quite a number like Pippin Williamson is an awesome developer. He sells heaps of plugins. He actually sells a membership plugin. He actually sells an e-commerce plugin for digital products, which is really cool. But he also has a membership on his site for getting access to some like premium content, like some of his tutorials and stuff like that. And it might be $7 a week, or I can't remember what it is, but $60 a year or something like that. But yeah, it's there's heaps of people selling content alone. And as I said, if you're thinking of selling content, have a good think about, well, you know, am I going to be wanting to maybe sell an ebook later on or something? You know, if you want to sell an e-commerce product, then yeah, certainly if it's just one ebook, you could get away by putting a simple PayPal button on your site, and you know, that's easy, do it in 10 minutes sort of thing. But if you're selling a few products, then yeah, you want to have to think about whether you do want to have a membership plugin that will actually work with some sort of e-commerce system as well. So, which is why I love, you know, WooCommerce and memberships, because they all work nicely together, and not all membership plugins do. So.
Specifically, SSL certificate can be obtained from the host provider. Do all the host providers provide that sort of certification?
Most, if they're a reputable host, they'll sell SSL certificates for your site. Just you can either, you know, put it in your shopping cart and do it and buy one through their thing, or you can just, if you've already got an account with them, you know, raise a support ticket and say, I want to get an SSL certificate on my site, and they'll say, yeah, sure, and they'll probably send you an invoice for maybe $60 a year. When you get an SSL, you also have to get what's called a dedicated IP address. So your site needs an SSLs. To have an SSL, you need a dedicated IP address on your site. But again, it might cost you $60 or $80 a year for both sort of thing. Just if, as I said, if you've already got a hosting account with someone, you can send them a ticket and say, I want an SSL, and they'll say, yeah, no worries, and give us money and we'll set it up for you. Cool. Well, thank you.